what are you doing?
Right.
Next thing you know, you're going to mess around with a woman you don't even care for, get her pregnant, and then be talking about some, yo, my baby mama crazy, yo, my baby mama tripping.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Why weren't you thinking about that when you was laying up with her, protected and had a condom break, or unprotected and just shooting the club up, for lack of better words? Why weren't you thinking about that then?
Impact. Impact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, JaMichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply it to their community.
Let's grow.
Beautiful thing, beautiful thing.
Episode 40 what?
43. Don't play with me.
Clap it up. People clap it up. Let's go. Yes. 43 in the building. Man, it's been a long time coming.
Quite. Okay, I'm not going to try to say that in Spanish. I tried. Never mind. Yes, it's been a long time.
Yeah, please don't. Bruh.
Yeah, facts.
Man, 43 has definitely been a long time coming, brother.
Yes, sir, man.
We are finally here. We got a ways to go. Like, I'm saying finally, like this is the end goal. This is the last destination. But nah, man, today's going to be a great episode. This is definitely something that I've thought about, something that I've definitely been thinking about to share with you guys, our audience, especially the fellas. And I know I say this often, man, this is truly one for the fellas, but ladies, you are more than welcome to listen and definitely share it with any of the guys who are closest to you, brothers, cousins, nephews, whomever. Because we greatly appreciate it. But real quick, before we get any deeper into the episode, because, there have been times where we've just rambled and haven't gotten this out of the way, but let's go over some housekeeping rules real quick. Mike, what are they?
So basically, first and foremost, man, we just want to welcome each and every one of you to the channel. If you are new, stopping by for the first time, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, or you can hit the like button down below, or like I always say, you can hit the dislike button too. We don't like that, but that's okay, because that's an opinion, all right? It's okay. But also, too, man, leave us a comment, too. We greatly appreciate it. We read each and every one of them. If you're not following us on the many podcast platforms, please do, such as Apple Music, Spotify, Anchor, Pandora now, Stitcher.
Yes, we are we are on Pandora and Stitcher.
We lining
as
them
of
up
today,
now, man.
We definitely, give it up.
Yeah, man,
give it up. We're on many platforms at the moment.
Yeah, man, we're growing.
Yes. Now, I tried to get us on SoundCloud, but the way the SoundCloud is set up, it's a different process. Like, how we normally upload the episodes to Anchor,
yeah,
and then using the RSS feed, it pushes it out to all the other platforms.
Right.
On SoundCloud, you'll have to do the exact same thing. So we'll have to upload it to Anchor and SoundCloud, or upload it to SoundCloud and then link the RSS feed from SoundCloud to Anchor and have Anchor push out that's too much.
Nah.
It's a lot.
They not trying to, nah.
Yeah. So
it's all good.
We're definitely on a lot of platforms out there. So yeah, pick your poison, and we greatly appreciate it, because clearly, just looking at the analytics, you guys listen to us on multiple different platforms. So yeah, that's big in itself, and we greatly appreciate it, for real.
Most definitely. Thank you. That was big, man. Also, too, if you have the time, or you just feel the need to give us some type of feedback, please leave us a review on each and every one of those platforms as well, because we will read them and take that constructive criticism and grow. Yes, definitely. It's much needed, and we greatly appreciate that as well. Yes, sir. So, man, on to the show, brother. How was your week? Man, this week was it was cool. It wasn't really wasn't nothing crazy for the most part. I think it was pretty chill. You already know, usual 9-to-5 grind. Nothing really spectacular that happened this week. Sometimes I gotta think about it. What did anything interesting happen? Well, nothing interesting, crazy happened, but I was blessed. One day I went to Starbucks and somebody paid for my meal in front of me.
Nice.
So yeah, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie to you. That made my day.
So you paid it forward and got my Starbucks in the back, right?
I'm not understanding.
Bruh. Listen.
I mean, I paid it. I've paid it forward multiple times, like in other occasions. So I feel like that was kind of like my just due. But yeah, that one time, that was my free drink. So sorry, I missed you on that one, man.
Man, what are friends for, huh?
Oh man. But other than that, though, man, it was pretty cool, pretty chill today. Like hanging out with my wife, so it's like that's always something that makes my week a little better because we don't get to see each other as much because our schedules. But
man, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Well, not hanging out with your wife, obviously, but your schedule is just not lining up to the point to where you can, make hanging out with your wife a normal occurrence. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's at a point right now where we both even talked about it. It's just like we're sacrificing because we don't have kids.
Yeah.
So our time doesn't have to necessarily, we're not obligated to be back home. So it's like, well, why not maximize this time and work as much as we can to try to save and to actually like put ourselves in a position where we're not worrying about finances. Because a lot of times in marriage, that's often one of the biggest reasons why people divorce. And we told ourselves in the beginning that will not be something that we will like, it will be an issue for us.
Right.
So that's just one of the reasons why right now we sacrifice. It's harder sometimes when you got to sacrifice time that you want to spend, but in the end, when you realize, okay, well, we don't even stress about money or anything like that, that's a blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Okay.
You definitely, your time is coming, man. I feel it, and you gonna be like, you know what, Mike? I get what you were saying, man.
Yo, honestly, bro, at this rate, I don't know when that time coming.
Bruh,
I don't know if it's ever coming. You feel me?
Bro, it's coming.
I don't know if it's ever going to come.
But it's funny though, B. It's like the more and more you be telling about the dating life and how it's not that great.
It's trash.
I was talking to somebody today and it was just saying like, dude, it's rare when you find somebody like that genuinely is like good for you and that wants the best for you and that's compatible with you, because apparently right now is what's going on is not the greatest thing. And it's funny because you're telling me this and I'm hearing it from someplace else, but it's like, that's hard for me to believe. Like, you telling me out of all these women, they just no good?
I'm not going to say that out of all these women, like none of them are no good. I'm not going to say none of these women are no good at all. Like I've found a few, like real gems out there who I can, connect with and potentially build with and stuff like that. But I will say that in today's day and age, when it comes to dating, it is like I say this to, some of our other friends, and the pool has pee in it. The dating pool has pee in it. And it's crazy because hookup culture is at an all-time high. And I'm honestly not just going out there to smash. I mean, I can smash,
right?
But I want a wife, yo. Like, and it's tough to find because I think social media has definitely played a part in ruining relationships. Sex is so easily accessible, and I've even seen like a video with Candace Owens talking about just pornography being out there, right? Because Instagram banned Pornhub's account on IG, but they said that Pornhub violated the terms of Instagram's agreements. But you'll have people like the Kardashians pretty much posting naked, or Candace Owens said Madonna has a picture of herself on Instagram with like just half of her body tucked under a bed, and then the other half of her body, the lower half, her BBL in a thong with some high heels on, just sticking up, and that's what's posted on Instagram and allowed to stay.
I actually am going to be, for the first time, team Pornhub on this. You probably heard me in last week's episodes talking about the pornography industry and making people realize that porn is actually everywhere, right? We're just deciding, as they said, which standard of porn we're willing to accept. Yes, Kim Kardashian posts nude photos all the time, barely covering her nipples, barely covering her private parts. and somehow it's allowed to stand. Last week, we also covered that strange photo, the photos that Madonna posts on Instagram, where she is basically naked. She's in fishnets, she's wearing a thong, she's under a bed, she has her full fake ass in the air because I decided at the age of 63 years old, she decided that she needed to get butt implants. And all that's allowed on Instagram. It's allowed. As long as you don't show the nipple, you can put whatever pornography that you basically want on Instagram. So why come down on the sex workers who don't make as much money as the billionaire Kardashians, who don't make as much money as Madonna? Why are we coming down? There needs to either be a real standard, right? Or there should be no double standards. We just need to have a real standard to not allow pornography on the internet. So I'm interested to see where that's going to go. Obviously, we know where it's going to go. Kim Kardashian will be protected, Madonna will be protected, and the sex workers will have to face consequences.
Sex is so easily accessible, it's everywhere. And that's the problem, I think, with why the dating pool is the way that it is. Mm-hmm. And, because back in the day, like decades ago, men had to really work to get sex from a woman. We had to marry that woman, and that's why a lot of men were out there courting and had to meet the parents and ask the parents for the daughter's hand in marriage. And then once that happened, it was on. Right. We smashing, we have the ability to do so. Now, sex is so easily accessible. It's like a lot of people don't even want to get married anymore.
It's pretty sad.
It is. Now, out of me and my friends, my body count is the lowest. Like some of my friends, like they'll talk about their body counts and it's way up there. And I'm like, yo, like y'all can really go out there and get with all these women and just, smash all these women and be okay with it. Like I'm not okay with it. Mm-hmm. We definitely agree that soul ties are real. So it's damaging on both sides, definitely. Right. When I was a teenager, I didn't know any better. And that's where the bulk of my count comes from. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about it yesterday. Like I wish I can take back not even so many of them, at least 5. There's 5 girls on my list, mostly that I've had when I was a teenager, that I wish I can just be like, you know what? You were a different person then. If I could, I would just give it back. Like, I would go back in time and just say, you know what? I'm good. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not doing this right now. Because the majority of my experiences come from relationships. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like women who I was seriously interested in building with and bonding with and possibly marrying one day. So I know that's a lot to say. Those are just things that just constantly go through my mind as to why I think that it's so difficult to find the right one these days. And again, it's not that, there's a lot of women out there that just ain't ish. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of men out there who ain't ish either. Mm-hmm. But so many of us are into hookup culture that we're not even worried about marriage. Mm-hmm. And we're not even worried about doing things the quote unquote right way. And it's crazy, man. It's just mind blowing. So when I find that one who's just really for me, if it's supposed to happen, I'll find her, or I will build myself into the man who I'm supposed to be to attract her to me. Like she'll be revealed to me. Yeah. And then I'll pursue her from there.
I feel that. I think that's probably more so be the route too. Cause you got to make sure that you're ready too. Yeah. So, okay. I agree with that. Well, I mean, just going right into it, man. How was your week then, too?
Because I said so much, my week was great. No, I'm just kidding. To be honest, the week started off really, really rough. I had a cousin who was battling ovarian cancer for months, and she recently passed away at the beginning of the week.
Sorry to hear that, man.
So, I'm about to go out of town next weekend for the funeral. And it was just nuts, man. Like I didn't know what to expect. I mean, at first I was hearing, I found out late, because my mother didn't want me to worry or anything like that. Or a lot of the family wasn't supposed to know, but we found out kind of towards the end. We thought that she was going to pull through because initially, from what I was told, there was a high chance of her beating it. Like the cancer was like really curable. Mm-hmm. But last I heard, it just spread. It spread fast and took her life. So the week was off to a rough start, but I, buried the rest of my week in work and editing. Mm-hmm. So I was able to finish an episode of the podcast. I'm halfway done with another episode. I've been putting out clips online, and I've been talking to a few people who've reached out to me regarding collabs, and I'm just trying to bury myself in stuff to kind of keep my mind off of things.
Understandable.
So that's pretty much how my week went.
Understandable. Man, yeah. That's part of life right there. I guess it's like the ups and the downs. So just navigating through them. So I hope you're able to get through it, man. And I do send prayers out to your family as well.
Much appreciated, man. Thank you for that. Because, boy, I don't know how I'm going to act when I go to this funeral.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be tough. Hey, don't you ain't got to act strong, so let it out. Let that be that moment where you let all your emotions out. That's the place for it, bro. So, but man, like you said, dude, we got a great episode this week. You came up with this one. You cooked this one up, B. So go ahead, be the one to serve it to us, brother. What we got on the menu today, man?
Well, first, before we dive into the meat and potatoes of the menu,
dive in it. Sorry, that was not necessary.
Bruh. Man, I'm so glad we got the soundboard. First things first, I wanted to kind of get into an update from what we talked about last week when it came to a lot of these rappers being taken out and how rap is, or really possibly becoming a rapper is such a dangerous job, right?
Right.
3 suspects have been arrested in PNB Rock's murder. So according to People magazine, a family of 3 were charged in PNB Rock's murder, as the last suspect to be arrested was the father. So allegedly, there was a father and son duo that pulled up to the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles where PNB Rock and his girlfriend were pretty much sharing his last meal. I really hate to say that because this situation is just tragic. But, the father and son pulled up to the restaurant and they were really just trying to, rob PNB Rock of his jewelry. And supposedly what, people.com is saying, or really what a lot of these news sites are saying, even when I watched it on TV, they were saying that the gunman was the son. So his information is not being released because he's 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the son was the gunman and the father was the getaway driver. So those 2 were arrested, and the father's wife was also arrested because she was, I believe, seen as an accomplice in the situation as well. So according to People magazine, her role in the September 12th shooting remains unclear, though a criminal complaint made public on Thursday and obtained by People claimed that the teen, the son, was the one who fired the fatal shot, and he reportedly appeared in juvenile court on Thursday, but it remains unclear whether he will be tried as an adult. So either way, the family of 3 has been arrested, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with the 3 of them.
Yeah, I heard something like they were already waiting outside of the Roscoe's even before he got there.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Clearly there was some greater motive behind them doing that. So, yeah, that's tough.
Well, supposedly that Roscoe's is just a dangerous restaurant.
Yeah.
Like that area. So many people have talked about it. And I think I saw on Instagram one day how I think The Game talked about it in a song from like years ago or something like that, that location was just dangerous.
Yeah.
So, I've eaten at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles when I went out to LA, but it wasn't that location, thank God.
Yeah. I've eaten at Gladys Knight's, not Roscoe's. It was amazing, by the way, too.
Gladys Knight's was amazing. Does it still exist?
I think it does. I highly doubt that one.
Because I know there was one by Stonecrest, but I ate there like right when I moved to Atlanta or right before I moved here, but
nah, the one I went to was in Atlanta. I didn't go to the Stonecrest one.
Okay, so that Stonecrest one, I don't even think that's there, but there's one in Atlanta. I might have to check it out.
If I know the one in Atlanta ain't going nowhere. That's kind of like a staple, like I'm not certain, but I feel like that's the one that she started off with.
Okay, yeah, because I haven't eaten a Gladys Chicken and Waffles in a while, years. It's been years, man, more than a decade.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, bro. I hate that happened. I don't know. I can't remember if this story was from this one or not, but apparently the guy, whoever did it, the father of the son, one of the two just got out not too long ago. Like,
I heard about that too.
They were just out not too long ago, and then,
I think it was the son. I think the son was arrested for something previously, and just got released.
And to do that, and now to be going back, and dude, it's a greater motive that we don't know. I mean, if it's just jury, that's dumb. But my thing is this: is like, if you sit there and you looking at all these people and they got on all this jury, what if it's fake? Some people were like, I agree with Ocho Cinco. Ocho said I wear fake jury. He was like, it shined the same. So
yeah, pretty much.
What if you sit there, you did all that, and you rob somebody, and it's just fake jury? Then what? It's like all that for what? Nothing.
I was watching a channel on YouTube not too long ago after the shooting happened, End of Sentence, hosted by 1090 Jake. He was talking about how when a lot of rappers get robbed for their jewelry and they go try to pawn a chain or whatever, like whoever robs them goes to try to pawn the chain, they're not going to get the full amount of what the chain was worth.
Of course not.
Mainly because it's hot. Like it's a stolen piece of jewelry, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Somebody could rob you for like a $200,000 chain and go try to pawn it and only maybe get like 10 bands, if that, off the chain.
I mean, technically it's all profit because you stole it, but still, it's illegal profit, but it's profit.
I think he in the video mentioned how like when Pop Smoke got taken out, whoever did the hit like took his jewelry and they tried to pawn it and it was only like $2,000 that they received. So Pop Smoke ended up getting murked over 2 bands. Like his jewelry was worth way more than that, but like I said, or like we said, because it's hot, you know what I'm saying? You can't really fence it for that much. So they had to split, like 4 people had to split 2 bands or $1,500 for the jewelry.
Stupid, man. Stupid. Well, hey, look, life is giving them what they put out, so can't feel bad for them. So prayers out to PNB Rock and this PNB Rock's family. Right.
Yo, because when we get money, I'm not. Yo, if y'all catch me out there, y'all try to diamond test me, don't even bother, bro. I'm not gonna be rocking a whole bunch of like real diamonds. I'm probably gonna buy some moissanite, yo. Like that's the smarter move. It shines way brighter than diamonds and is much, much cheaper. And I ain't gotta worry about them being blood diamonds, man, because it's a different material. It's not mined, you know what I'm saying, in the motherland. And, you know, Kanye West talked about it in the song, you know, Diamonds. Sierra Leone is known for what we go through today. Over here, it's a drug trade. We die from drugs. Over there, they die from what we buy from drugs. Yep. So I ain't got time.
And neither do I.
Speaking of time, we got some updates real quick to address other than the PNB Rock update. Ime Udoka.
Yes, sir.
So we talked about it briefly in the previous episode, what happened. And I remember in that conversation, we mentioned that, well, I mentioned that I thought it was just one woman that he was messing around with. You mentioned that it was possibly multiple. And now this whole week, I haven't seen any concrete news, so I will say allegedly it was multiple women, one of which could have possibly been the wife. Now, hear this out. I'm hearing that one could have been a wife of an NBA player. One could have been the wife of a VP in the Boston Celtics organization. There's a lot that's been going on, and that's why, like, you know, people are saying, again, this is all alleged, but people are saying that that's why this was made public, and he was pretty much made an example out of, versus the women who were involved, like nothing is happening to them. Right. Because initially the reports came out and said that it was consensual between him and a coworker of some sorts, like somebody who was working within the Celtics organization. But if he's losing his job, but she's not losing his job, of course, there were a lot of people, mostly men, who were upset about that. But it's like, why was that the case? But now, again, this is all alleged. People are saying that he was made an example out of because he was messing around with a wife or two. He was pulling like a Tyrone.
I'm Tyrone. Stuff is bad for you. I'm here to f*** your wife. Hold on, baby. Chill. Jamie Foxx looking motherfucker.
Well, I mean, he's not fired. He just suspended.
Suspended for a season.
Yeah. Well, but we don't know if the lady is. We don't even know who the lady is. So
we don't.
We can't even say she's not is not getting reprimanded the same way as he. We just don't know that. We don't even know who the woman or women are technically. So I'm pretty sure trust me, if they're holding him to that standard, I'm pretty sure she has to have some type of like backlash.
Right.
I guarantee she's not getting away scot-free. If not like something from the organization, definitely something at home because you done had some infidelity. So yeah, that's a tough one, brother. That's not a great situation to be in because for him to be allegedly engaged, man,
I don't know.
This is messy though. I definitely it's like the petty side or the curious side wants to know. But then again, I really want them to resolve whatever issue because it's, we look at it as a story entertainment, but they're really going through some stuff right now. Like, I'm pretty sure it's rough in that house. Whatever household he's in, it's rough. It's rough.
So that's not even the update that I wanted to bring out there. That's just something that came to mind.
Dang.
The only update, and I think this is, a positive one, at least. So there has been a new head coach of the Celtics that was named. And of course, this head coach is the interim head coach, meaning that it's not permanent. It's only on a preliminary basis or until, stuff has been finalized behind the scenes.
Right.
But Joe Mazzulla has been named as the interim head coach of the Boston Celtics after Ime Udoka's suspension.
Congratulations to him.
And yeah, for real, congratulations to the brother. I mean, he was supposedly, according to USA Today, he was not drafted in the in the NBA. He was undrafted in the 2011 NBA draft, so he never played for the league. But he's been coaching for Glenville State University after he graduated from West Virginia in 2011. He spent 3 seasons as an assistant coach at Fairmont State. And then supposedly he spent a season as an assistant coach for the Maine Red Claws of the NBA Gatorade League. So, I mean, he has some accolades under his belt. But, supposedly he interviewed for the Utah Jazz coaching job in the summer. But that position went to Will Hardy. And that was one of Udoka's assistants in Boston, last year. So that was kind of poetic, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's just see what happens when the season starts. I mean, it's October, so the season's about to be underway. And let's see where the Celtics go under Mazzulla's leadership.
We shall see, man. Congratulations, brother. It's your time to shine.
For real. 34 years old, man. He's just a few months or roughly about a year older than me. That's crazy. You think I could be head coach?
Hey, I mean, if clearly if somebody mess up, it's your time. If you're in the right position, yeah, you can.
You're absolutely right. But other than that, man, big congrats to him. And, we don't know what's going on in the sports world, man. Like, people be acting fools out here. So I guess if Ime Udoka was caught with his pants down, I mean, metaphorically.
Right.
But then again, also literally, you never know what can happen. So, speaking of getting caught with your pants down or not even having pants on, what's going on with your boy Antonio Brown?
My boy, I don't know, because I don't know if he's my boy, because I don't even know what's going on with him. Clearly, he got something else going on right now. So
we all saw what happened when Antonio Brown's contract with the Bucks was terminated earlier this year, and he pretty much just stormed off the field, took his shirt off, and was taunting the crowd. And he made headlines. Like, so many people were talking about him. He was trending on Twitter for a long time, whatever. A lot of other people may know him for messing around with Keisha Cole not too long ago. They had a thing going on, and then he publicly embarrassed her.
Keisha Cole, I'm a player, man. We don't want you, Keisha. Stay on my you heard? You heard? I don't play for the NFL. I don't play with people, so don't play with me. Don't use my name for clout. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring me to places and tell me one thing and be another. Don't play with me because I don't play with nobody, you heard? You feel me? Keisha Cole hit me up to do something. We did it. All that extra shit, don't mix me with it, you heard? I'm a free agent. I don't belong to nobody but God, you heard?
I didn't expect that. I did not expect him to say what he said. Now that he said what he said, it's obvious that that's the stance on things. You know what I'm saying? And it's obvious that I have to accept that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just a little hard, you know what I mean, for me, especially right now. You understand? Like, with so much loss, so much going on, you know, and now I'm losing this too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's kind of, you know, when you like somebody, you like somebody. Like, you can't control that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, especially with me, y'all know I'm the love guru. Like, I'm just, you know, the heart is right here on the sleeve. You dig? So, and sometimes, especially right now, in our generation, it's not a good look to do that. That heart on the sleeve is a bad look because, you know what I'm saying? It seems it's been deemed as weak. You know what I mean? It's like a weak vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really, you got to kind of be strategic with love and do that whole bit. You can't wear your heart on your sleeve. Don't do that. That's a bad deal.
But recently, Antonio Brown has made headlines for supposedly really getting caught with his pants down or no pants on at all in a Dubai pool, flashing what appears to be a group of men and a woman who was also in the swimming pool. Now, the video is out there, of course, but, you know, everything's getting blurred as it should because I definitely don't want to see that.
Right.
But supposedly, you know, there's images of him jumping up out of the pool butt naked in front of this young lady. And, you know, everybody else in the pool egging him on, cheering him on, you know, stuff like that. And then he picks her up and dunks her under the water. And then after she starts swimming away, he flashes her. Like, he pulls the eggplant out of water and just shows it to everybody who's surrounding it. What do you think about this, man? Because you've seen the video. Like, I don't know, you know, if he knew this woman. I don't know if he knew any of the guys at the pool. I don't know what was going on or even what was going on through his head. But, you know, so many people on social media are just going wild with this. Some people saying that, you know, he should be arrested. He should be prosecuted. You know, he sexually harassed this woman. He sexually assaulted this woman. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, obviously with the video, you know, we know what's going on, but we don't know if this was consensual or what.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know what to think about this one. This is Antonio Brown being Antonio Brown. I really, this one I don't have much of a comment on because why? It's just like, why? Bruh. You know, there's no explanation. I can't go through what was going through his head and why he did that. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why everybody got a camera everywhere. So how did they even see this? But yeah, I got no comment on this one. But Antonio Brown, you got me stumped on this one, brother.
So, yeah, people are saying that he needs to be arrested. People are saying he needs to be prosecuted. People are saying that his lawyers are going to be going through it because apparently there's always something going on with him.
I mean, there is always something going on. I don't think he's going to get in trouble for that, though. I don't think so.
Well, from what I've read, you know, because this happened in Dubai, like Dubai has a lot of like strict laws against nudity in public. So who knows?
He also, yeah, that's true too. I don't know how it works in Dubai, so I don't know. I was about to say he could just use his money, but, you know, there might not be a lot of money out there, actually, what he got.
Right.
Well, I hope that he didn't scar anybody.
I sure hope not. You know,
not the lady.
Right. Again, I don't know if he knew this lady and the lady knew him, vice versa. I don't know if they were friends. And we don't know. We weren't there.
Like, did they not see him get naked before he got in the pool?
I don't know.
So, come on now. You telling me you ain't gonna notice somebody jumping in the pool naked? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know I will. If I see bro in the pool naked, I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to go. I'm not about to sit there and just let me see what is he gonna do? Nah.
Right. So, I'm not about that.
I mean, that's Antonio Brown for you right there, brother.
Yeah, it is. So I pretty much just wanted to talk about that story because that's just going to lead us into the main topic of the episode, the meat and potatoes. No pun intended.
Pause.
Right.
Pause.
My bad.
What a segue. What a segue, man.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was unintentional because I actually said it in the beginning of the episode. We was talking about courses, but
man.
I don't even know if I'm gonna keep that in the episode.
Nah, bro, go ahead and keep it, bro. That's perfect segue, bro. Don't even cut that.
Yeah, you're right. Pause.
That was a good one.
The main thing I wanted to discuss today, because a lot of you brothers out there are out of control. Now, I know in the beginning of the episode, we talked about the dating pool and how it has pee in it.
Yeah.
I can't hold women accountable for what it is that they do. I can try my best to, tell them how we as men feel.
Yeah.
Not so much you, because you're married, you're off the market. I'm not speaking for you. I'm talking about as single brothers. Like, I can talk to the women and tell them how we feel from a single man's perspective.
Yes.
But the women are going to continue to do what it is that they're going to do.
Yes.
I'm not a woman. I can't speak on what women do. Right. I can't hold them accountable, but I can hold us fellas accountable for the BS and the nonsense that we do out here. Mm-hmm. Granted, the pee in the dating pool, I think, is more so on the women's side than it is on the men's. But that's not to say that there is no pee on our side of the dating pool.
Correct.
For all you married fellas out there, y'all are lucky because y'all are not in that pool anymore and you don't have to deal with the foolishness that goes on. But this topic actually came to my mind when I had a conversation with one of my friends earlier in the week. And it actually stemmed from a tweet. Now, the very first tweet in this thread here, my brother says, "Not having sex again until my bank account got 6 figures in it."
That's a bold statement.
That is a very bold statement. And as a matter of fact, one of our mutual friends commented on that tweet and said, "That's a bold statement, but more power to you."
Yeah.
So I followed behind that and I said, bold is an understatement. And I asked the original poster if he was good. He replied, "I'm good, my dude. Just trying to tame the beast so I can stay locked in on the mission. Trying to use my time more wisely."
I feel that.
Right. So the mutual friend chimed in and he said, "It is the season of sexual discipline, so I commend you for it, bro. Tap into your inner God." And I said, "Trust me, I get it. I've been abstaining for a minute to focus on my goals too, but damn. 6 figures could come tomorrow or years from now. Either way, we'll get there, but kudos to you for having that much discipline." I get it. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why I'm not out there just smashing anything walking is I'm focused, man. Mm-hmm. Like this is a part of my mission. Like right. I have a duty to everybody who listens to us to not fall victim to everything that I've been speaking against since we've launched this platform. Mm-hmm. First things first, I don't want to be a baby father, yo. Right. I don't. I've seen it happen way too much in our neighborhoods. I've seen it happen way too much in our society, way too much in our community. And I think it's something that's really glorified nowadays versus maybe 20, 30 years ago, it was more so shamed. Mm-hmm. Now, like, I remember hearing a story a couple months ago, and if I find the clip, I'll go ahead and insert it. But there was a report that came from like a classroom of a young lady. I think the girl was like 8 years old, or maybe it was somebody in the 8th grade. I know the number 8 was involved, but it was a young lady. It's probably an 8th grader. I'm sorry. But anyway, the young lady said that she wanted to be a baby mother. She didn't want to get married. She didn't want to have a husband. And when I think the teacher or her mom asked why that was the case, she replied something along the lines of, so that she can get more money for child support.
Group of 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
That answer came from a child. Why is that? Like, why does that young lady even know about that stuff?
Because the home. That's what the home is like.
And that's where it starts, man. Like, that's really where it starts. So we have to do better as a community, as a society, as a people, yo. And if, again, I cannot speak on what women do, right? I cannot hold them accountable to everything that they do because I'm not a woman. Like, I think the sisters should be out there holding their sisters accountable.
You basically said you're not going to settle, so you're going to wait longer. She basically said women are waiting longer to get married. And waiting. Go ahead.
I said that I'm not going to marry someone that I had a baby with just because it's not right.
But that's the society that we live in, and what I'm saying is that's incorrect. You're willing to open your legs, let a man skeet in you, have his whole child, replicate his DNA, but he's not worth marrying.
But sometimes you don't know that they're not worth it until afterwards. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that is the problem. This is what's wrong with us.
Society.
Because we're creating this new norm, and that is the new norm. And what I'm trying to tell you, Siobhan, as the older lady, that's not working. It don't work.
Island, do you have a child?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so I guess for me personally, it's cool. Like I respect your opinion, but when you have your child, I promise you, your perspective will change.
No, I believe in being married for having a child. So my perspective still stands. Like,
because you haven't had a child.
You don't have to have a child to have a perspective on maybe closing your damn legs before you get married. No. Why do
And we should be holding the brothers accountable. Right. But I will say, man, that although women are out there moving the way that they're moving, single women, even some married women, there's a lot of brothers out there, single and married as well, who are moving just as foul, if not worse. And we need to do something to tame that, because that's not how we should be moving, man. Like, we should be trying to advance and move forward, not keep holding us back. There's no reason why we have this much lack of discipline or eggplant discipline or meat discipline, whatever you want to call it. Like, why we are just out there slinging community pain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't speak on it because I'm not doing it, but I know brothers who are doing it. And every chance I get, I be trying to hold them accountable because, like, what are you doing?
Right.
Next thing you know, you're going to mess around with a woman you don't even care for, get her pregnant, and then be talking about my baby mama crazy, my baby mama tripping.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Why weren't you thinking about that when you was laying up with her, protected and had a condom break, or unprotected and just shooting the club up, for lack of better words? Why weren't you thinking about that then?
All right.
So there's something that definitely has to be said regarding, discipline, men. We need to make sure that we not just out there seeing a girl like, oh, she bad, or oh, she cute, or oh, she could get this, you know what I'm saying? She could get it. Because that's one thing that I know about men that I don't believe women are out there doing. But as far as us, we'll see a woman who's fairly attractive or even busted. Like, she don't even have to be completely attractive. But as long as she got a banging body, we are willing to smash if she will let us smash. Mm-hmm. I've seen women ask, how could y'all have sex with a woman that you're not attracted to? Well, for starters, we have to work for sex. So if it's something that we really want and someone's just willing to give it to us, especially if we're in a vulnerable state to where we haven't had something in a while, we're going to take it. Mm-hmm. I've been there. I'm not proud of it, but I've been there. Thank God those were in my younger years when I wasn't thinking the same way I think now.
Mhm.
I was thinking with a different head, not this one up top. But it's just, it's true, man. Like, we will go out there and smash any woman who's willing to give it to us if we find her even remotely attractive. Like, she might not have the best mindset. She might not be, you know, as beautiful on the inside as she may be outside. But if she's down to smash, we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a problem.
It is.
It's a huge problem. So real quick before I continue with this, man, what are your takes on this? Like, how do you feel brothers can potentially move different when it comes to, you know, discipline? Or from here on out, I'll just say discipline. But for, you know, for the sake of the episode, anybody listening and watching, y'all know I'm talking about eggplant discipline. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, what's your take on this, Mike?
Well, first and foremost, you gotta ask yourself, what are you feeding yourself? First, we don't look at it like this, but throughout the day, there's so many different things that pour into us that are, it's like feeding a sexual appetite, you know, like how we were talking earlier about Instagram and different things like that. And
Right.
you have these platforms that, you know, they promote different, it's like a very strong sexual culture. So it's in our music, it's on Instagram, it's everywhere. So sometimes we don't even realize, but subconsciously we've been fed so much stuff that it does attribute to, all right, if you already have an addiction or if you already are not really disciplined, then that's not gonna help it. So first and foremost, watch what you're feeding yourself. Secondly, oftentimes what I preach is, you know, try to get to know a woman's character. Too many times we're just, like you say, we're visual creatures. So if you look good, that's all you need. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't really thinking about what's after that. So I would say try to get to know the woman's character first, and then try to think about, if you're thinking with the head below, try to think about, okay, let's say I do whatever you're wanting to do, right? Then think about what's after that. A lot of times we don't think about what happens after. We thinking about just the act of it.
Right.
So, you know, if you find yourself struggling and, you know, about to fall into temptation and, you know, having lack of discipline, think about, okay, well, how am I going to feel after this is done? Because a lot of times that's when you come to your senses. When you sit there and you just done went after a girl just because of she's beautiful and you done smashed and you're looking like, yo, what the freak, bro? How did I end up here? You know? And I think that we do have the ability to do that beforehand, because I heard somebody say this week, they said there's power in self-control. Mm-hmm. There's literal power. When you can stop yourself and say, no, I'm not going to do this, you literally are now, like, you're powerful. You hold the power. You walk different. I'm telling you, people sense it on you. You know, you walk with your shoulders up higher. You're able to help people. But it definitely does take, like you say, it's wrapped up in discipline. So I would definitely say try some of those things, man. Pray too. I don't know if you pray, but hey, definitely pray.
And that's something right there that you definitely pointed out when you said have self-control. Mm-hmm. Fellas, y'all need to have more self-control, man. There's too much instances of post-nut clarity after the fact, of course, because that's what post means, right? There's too many instances of post-nut clarity to where after you've done the act, now you're like, man, why am I here? Why am I kicking it with her? Why did I even do that? Why did I smash? Like, a light bulb just turns on after you've gotten yours and it hits you like, yo, what am I doing here? Like, you just turn into a different individual. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there before?
Yeah, most definitely.
I know I have, trust me. But there's too much of that going on versus having self-control before the act even happens.
Yeah.
Because, yo, like, I'll never forget, there was a time when I was in high school, this young lady I was dating, I was in 9th grade, she was in 8th grade. Well, when we met, but, you know, we started dating at the time. We were 13, 14, whatever. When I got to 10th grade and she was in 9th grade, we were in two different schools, but we were still together. And then one day we linked up in the afternoon after we got home from school, and she pulls a rubber out of her backpack. I mean, there's only one reason why she had one, right? She was ready. You know what I'm saying? She or at least she thought. And I said, I wasn't ready at that time, man. Like I just wasn't down for it. She was beautiful. Like she was, you know what I'm saying? It's not that I wasn't, attracted to her. I wasn't turned on by her, but it's just like I was 15, she was 14. I wasn't down. You know what I'm saying? I made her wait at least 2 or 3 more years before we even did that, yo. And that's crazy. Like on everything, bro. No cap. Like I made her wait. And I don't think a lot of brothers out there can say stuff like that, because as a teenager, especially as a teenage boy, yo, like hormones are raging. Mm-hmm. We done gone through puberty. You know what I'm saying? Voice got deeper. Some parts of us might have grown, muscles grown, testosterone at an all-time high, like whatever. I made her wait.
It's good, though. That's good.
That's just stuff that we as men, we need to do more of, man. Like, even in your 20s, even in your 30s, yo, like a woman could come up to you, maybe you've known her for a few years, maybe you've known her for a few months, maybe you've known her for a few days, even a few minutes. If she's DTF, doesn't mean you gotta be.
Yeah.
You don't have to smash just because she's down to smash, man. Because next thing you know, whether you are protected or not, like, fellas, I've known fellas in relationships to, go raw, and she claims that she's on the pill, but because you say that, oh yeah, she told me she's on the pill or whatever, so I'm just gonna go raw, and next thing you know, she gets pregnant. Now what? That's not the outcome that we need to be expecting. The outcome needs to be stay disciplined, man.
But you got to understand, I mean, like I said, it's just about being able to look at the end result before you start it. And I think a lot of times we're not thinking about what happens after. We're just thinking about what it's going to give us. That what's it called?
Instant gratification.
Yeah, that right there. That's what we're thinking of. So that's the biggest thing. And we got to think about what's on the other side of that. And I think that'll definitely help us. But hey, sometimes you gotta bump your head a couple times, unfortunately. Some do. Some can listen to our voice and then, okay, let me make a change. But then there's some people that's going to be like, they got to see it for themselves. They got to touch the oven to see if it's really hot. They just can't go based off us telling them that it's hot.
Bro, and I really hope that the former happens more so than the latter, because trust me, man, there have been times where, again, I wish that I could take back some of those experiences that I've had, that I wish I could go back in time and tell some of those women that I've been with intimately, like, yo, this ain't it. I'm not with it. I wish I had the self-control back then that I do have now. You know what I'm saying? I wish I had it back then so that I wouldn't even think about, like, yo, I wish I never smashed these women or whatever. Like,
right. Yeah, because you definitely don't want that, because once it's done, it's
done. Yeah.
It's done. But at the same time, too, you can't look at it like that. You got to be like, okay, this made me who I am today. It made me appreciate the weight now. So, though I know you want to take it back, it's a part of you. It helps make all of this make sense for you and appreciate it more.
I guess. I guess. You always want to try to make sense of it, man. Dang, let me just have my moment.
Just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're right though. Like, you're absolutely right, but I don't want us brothers out there using that as a crutch.
Oh yeah,
because I think that some brothers will definitely use that as a crutch. Like, yo, I'm going to do this, even though I heard Brandon and Mike say, have self-control rather than posting clarity. This will help make me into the man who I'm supposed to be.
Well, no, I mean, if that's the case, then at that point you're making a choice, and it's like you got two options. You can either choose whatever road that you choose to go down, but eventually you're gonna have to still come to grips to what we're saying, like in some way, form or another. Like you're gonna come to a point where you're like, you know what, dang, I probably should have heard that. Or you can sit here and listen now, and it's like a road. It's like, which one you gonna choose?
Right.
One gonna end up one way, and one gonna end up the other way. So either way is gonna come to you. So which is how it's how do you want it to?
So I mean, we can't stress this enough, fellas. Please make sure you are having the most amount of discipline possible, especially if you're not ready to be a father or you're not ready to be someone's husband. Because in all honesty, I would much rather you be someone's husband before you become somebody's father. You feel me? But then again, I understand that a lot of people don't believe in marriage. I get it. Now, a lot more people out there are also practicing poly. So I don't know much about poly. I can't really speak on polyamorous relationships or polygamous relationships. That's a story for another day. But I will say, look at fellas like Future. Look at fellas like NBA Youngboy. Look at fellas like Nick Cannon. Look at fellas like dude who we talked about a few episodes ago, Jay Fizzle, right? Dolph's cousin, who did a video with 16 of his baby mamas. 16. These brothers definitely didn't have any discipline. But at the same time, we can also say that those women were also lacking either discipline or, a better term, I would say they were sexually irresponsible, especially after knowing, if they did know anyway, that these men had several babies by several other women before them. Now, I mean, I guess in that point, I can hold both sides accountable to say, whereas some of these brothers out here have, lack of discipline, we got to make sure, ladies, that y'all please look at these men's history. Now, I know some of these brothers will lie and say like, oh, I don't have any kids, or they might not even tell. They'll omit the fact that they have kids, and you won't know until it's too late. I know that happens. So I'm not blaming you guys for that. But for some of y'all who are out there and you know that these brothers have kids and you know that they are like wilding out there with their kids and their kids' mothers, and you still choose to be with them, like something's got to give. For example, Summer Walker is a perfect example of that. She got with London on the track, and London's baby mamas before Summer Walker said what would happen. They told her how he was with his kids. They told her how he was with them. And Summer was the type of woman who was like, yo, that's not going to happen to me. Things are different. I'm his fiance. We're getting married. Then what happened? We saw everything with their relationship play out. And next thing you know, she wrote an entire album about this fool. Mm-hmm. So please, this is on both sides. But for the sake of this episode, we're really focused strictly on the fellas for this one, man. Y'all got to have more discipline and have more self-control rather than having post-nut clarity.
Please do. Please do.
Play a sport, go out there and work, like really work. Focus on your grind. Focus on becoming a better you. Focus on being the best you possible so that you can attract better quality women.
Right.
Because again, like I said, I know as a man, I know that we will go out there and hit just because she looks a certain way and she's willing to let us hit. We will go out there and do that. Let's work on attracting the women who won't just let us hit just like that.
Most definitely.
We want the best that we can possibly get. So if you can't get the best that you want right now, maybe it's time for you to elevate and become the man that you're supposed to be so that you can attract the best woman then. That's all I want to say on that, man. Get on your grind. Stop wasting time. And let's get more disciplined with this, man.
Well said, brother. That's it.
So with that being said, man, what time is it now, brother?
Brother, it's that time, man. Well, we share with what the people have thought about our question of the week.
Perfect. So with that being said, Mike, what was the question of the week from last week?
If today was your last day on earth, would you be content with what you have accomplished in your life?
Now, I know last week, neither you or I gave an answer when we actually recorded the episode. Do you have your answer now?
Yeah, I would. I think that I've done good in this world. I think that I've made a change and made an impact, and I'll be content. I mean, of course, I will always want to do more, but
right.
Like I don't have regret. I'll just say that. Like I don't have no regret. Like I should have did this. Nah. I've done a lot of good.
Okay.
I've done a lot of good.
Understood.
More to be done though. I've done a lot of good. What about you?
I said that I would not be content. Now I'll go ahead and read exactly what I typed, but this is pretty much what I think, and I still feel this way. I said, no, I wouldn't be content. I have so much more to do in this life, and I know that my job here isn't finished yet. If I clocked out prematurely, I'd be disappointed in myself for not doing more with my time. So you know what? I'm going to do more with my time.
I agree with you on that one.
So today we're actually going to do something a little different because most of our answers come from Instagram. We actually got one on TikTok this time. So shout out to everybody who watches us on TikTok. And this answer actually came from Shelly is Undefeated. She said, I would be now, and now is in all caps. She said, I looked at my life when COVID forced the world to slow down, and I didn't like what I saw. Thankful to God for a chance to change.
I like that. That's true.
Most definitely. So who we got from Instagram?
So we got the roll up. Says, hell nah. I've made a positive impact on a lot of people, but I still haven't reached my full potential.
I dig that, and I can definitely relate.
Same here.
From _Psychoasis, she said, definitely not. I still haven't even become a full adult yet.
That's real talk.
And I understand, because she's pretty young.
Yeah.
She's pretty young, so I get it.
So from Will to Create Entertainment, you say, hell nah.
Bruh.
I still have so much more to do in life. The mission is complete. It's emotion. I like that. The
Most
mission
definitely
is the completest emotion. Y'all funny though. Yeah. Yo, funny.
So there we have it. Those are the answers of the week from last week's episode. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to answer that question. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And, we definitely cannot leave you with just the answers. We got to give you a new question.
Yes, sir.
So, Mike, what is the new question of the week for this week?
What is your number one goal for the next 6 months? Number one.
You have an answer for that?
No, I gotta actually rewrite down my goals. Like, cause I have daily goals and stuff, but I don't think have one for the next 6 months, honestly. So I think that's one I need to sit down and write. It's actually making me think. So I don't.
Dang. I'm glad I asked you because I had an answer, but I might have to change it after that.
Like, I only have
I
daily
can't
goals.
follow up with that.
I only have daily goals.
I don't even have daily goals, man. Like,
really?
I'm slipping.
See, but I'm slipping because I don't have the 6 months goal. So it's like,
Bruh. I guess it's a trade-off.
Yeah,
because I do have a goal for like the next 6 months out.
See, but I'll keep you focused. So it's like, for me, it's been the daily goals, but it's like on the long term. So we got some thinking to do, brother.
Yeah, we do. You need to come up with a long-term goal. I need to come up with some more short-term goals. Like, real talk.
Some of y'all out there probably need to come up with both or maybe one or the other too. So hey,
big facts.
Think
man.
about it as well. So
I may include that when I post the question too. Like, I may side note, if you guys have any long-term goals, what are those? Short-term goals, what are those? If you have neither, time to think.
Right. So yeah, man. If you don't know, you can always message us on Instagram, or rather put it in the comments section. We
Please
like
do.
that as well.
Drop it in the comments because it's easier for us to read.
Yeah. Also, you can answer it on TikTok as well at Residual Impact.
Which I'm grateful. Like, more of you guys are answering the question on TikTok. So far, like, we post a question on TikTok every week.
Mm-hmm.
But out of all the weeks we posted, I didn't even count how many weeks, but out of all the weeks we posted on TikTok, we've gotten at least one answer for 3 questions.
That's good.
On TikTok. So to all you TikTokers out there, first of all, if you're not following us on TikTok, what are you doing? Go ahead and follow us at Residual Impact and answer the question of the week on TikTok.
Sir.
If you're not going to answer it on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
But what other ways can they answer it, Mike?
Other than that, I think you can always put it on the comment section and right here on YouTube if you're watching it here. Or you can email us at residualimpactpodcast@gmail.com.
If you're old school.
If you're old school. And then last but not least, Twitter. You can write us on Twitter.
Always.
I think that's
because we're starting to tweet more.
Tweet.
Bruh.
I don't know. I shouldn't have did that. Take that back. Edit that out.
No, it's staying.
But I think that's it, man.
So yeah, definitely. We look forward to your answers for this one because I think this one is a pretty good one.
Yes, sir.
And I tried my best to tie it into the main goal for the episode, man. But, I definitely want to hear from you fellas on this one. What is your goal for 6 months? Because really, if you guys have a long-term goal in mind, especially 6 months out, there's no reason why you should be out there just, meeting women and smashing, especially if you're not married. Now, for you married brothers, I get it. You have a wife, right? Your wife has needs. You have needs too. Smash away. What? I guess. And Mike, as a married man, I'm sure you can attest to that. But for you single brothers out there, if you are not where you want to be in life, what are you doing? Like, we are supposed to be the best version of ourselves, both men and women, but strictly for the fellas. Y'all have no excuse. We have no excuse because I'm still working on that as well. I'm holding myself equally accountable. But at the same time, I'm not out there smashing anything that walks. Now, there was a time where I went a year plus without smashing, and then I accidentally slipped and fell into some. But
it is what it is. It is what it is.
Of course, it wasn't an accident, but I have recovered from that, and I had to get back on my grind and really hit myself and be like, yo, what were you doing? What were you thinking? Because I don't even talk to that woman no more. So that's that on that, man. I really hope that you all have a better outlook on your life with everything that we talked about today, especially the guys, man. Self-control, not post-nut clarity. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything else you want to add, brother?
Nah, man, I think that's it. I hope, like I said, I hope it sticks. That's all we can hope for. So our job is just to put it out there. So it's your job now. That's it.
Ball is in your court.
Pretty much.
All right, man. That wraps up episode 43 of the Residual Impact Podcast. Clap it up for yourselves. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And with that being said, we cannot leave without saying, where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts you've had in the past.
Just like that.
Till next time.
Till the next time.
Why are you
ASMR?
Bruh. We don't do ASMR. What are you doing?
I gotta go. Peace. Watch out.
But till next time.
Watch out now.
Peace.
Shut up now. I'm just kidding. All right, y'all.